Hi guys, and welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast with me, Alex Whiteley. Today I get to speak to a local gal about her business she started, which has grown and grown and grown. Laura Jones from Shire Bright is joining me today. It's the first time back sitting doing a long form interview for a while. We've been out and about, haven't we? We've in between, so we've done the Traitors of the Castle, then we did the middle model, and then next week you've got Loopfest, which is a huge undertaking when it comes to editing. The whole thing is a massive, imagine like a jigsaw puzzle of about 80 different audio parts that all need to be sewn together into a nice audible quilt. That's what I'm making right now. But it's really nice to sit down, relax, and chat to someone. And that's what this is. Apologies for the sporadic nature of the Shrewsbury Biscuit recently. I mentioned last week when we did our double release that, started a new job and, had to focus on that, which means, work-life podcast balance, something I had to give. But we're back now. And we're looking to put in a nice routine where I'm recording one podcast a week, releasing one a week. I'm working a 9 to 5 now, which means evenings free and weekends free. Makes it a lot easier. Thank you to everybody for the kind messages that I've been receiving over the last few weeks. I think I've been missed, which is great. It means the world to me that people are thinking of the Shrewsbury Biscuit when they see someone that they think can come on the show, or when they've seen an episode that they like, or if they see me in town. Just at Loopfest the other day, one of the guys from the Shrimp That Talks podcast saw me pop up at the pulpit in St. Mary's to do some videos and take pictures. And he's like, oh my God. And he just took a picture of me. And he's like, there you were. You just appeared out of nowhere. So little things like that absolutely mean the world to me. So I've been doing a little bit of that. The Shrewsbury Biscuit, it means a lot to me, And we're back, baby. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here is Laura Jones from Shire Bright. Enjoy. Catch you at the end.
Said I took my lumps, roll with the punches, made my bed, ignored my hunches. I focused on the wrongs, but baby, you are the change now. Let them talk, let them talk, let them talk. Took my lumps, roll with the punches, made my bed, ignored my hunches.
Hey guys, how's it going? Back at the apartment today. We've been out and about. We the Traitors at the Castle has finally got that released. I took a nice little break. I needed to recharge my creative and my social batteries, that sort of thing. Then we did the middle model, which was great. Huge shout out to John Edwards and the guys that rolled up the sleeves in that community effort with Sutton Bridge, giving that a lick of paint, a real good glow up, and there were so many people there helping out. So well done to you guys and to everybody that took part in the middle model. But yeah, back in the apartment and proper interview. I haven't done one of these in a while, and today I'm speaking to Laura Jones from Shire Bright, who got in touch with me via our mutual friend, which is Jimmy, organiser of Loopfest. We'll get into that. But for now, Laura, thank you so much for coming on the Shrewsbury Biscuit today.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Just get into that microphone a little bit closer, just so we can...
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Otherwise, when I bring your voice up, I bring up everything in the room.
Okay.
It's right, it's cool. So, Laura, thank you so much for getting in touch.
Thank you for having me here. Yeah, it's good to be here.
So I read on your website, you're Shrewsbury born and bred.
I am.
Yeah. Big. So is that the draw for Loopfest then? Is because it's such a nice community event? And
yeah, absolutely. My husband also knows Jamie for Loopfest as well. So yes, Loopfest is obviously a huge deal in Shrewsbury, and we really wanted just to support that. So I got in contact with Jamie, and we are going to be, or started already actually, cleaning up the main hub of Loopfest, so the venue that's by the train station. So we've gone in there and we're just going to be doing a whole full-blown clean for them, obviously free of charge. But in return, Jamie's very kindly said that we can put some, advertisement for Shire Bright around the town. So
he's very good like that. In fact, he was like, because we've been covering Loopfest for a few years now, and he calls me a great connector of people. So I connected him with the Shropshire Business Week, which is where we interviewed Jimmy last time. And he was like, "Oh, we can put an ad in the little booklet that they release every year." He was like, "Can you send us a little picture, a little ad And I forgot.
Oh.
But he was going to do that. He was going to do, I'm such a busy guy, you know, but the intent was there. Right, so you're Shrewsbury born and bred. Do you know where the land lies here when it comes to business, when it comes to, are you a business, have you always been like a business savvy person?
No, I used to work in children's services. So I did that for many, many years. And then I supported adults with autism as well. And then we had our son, who will be 11 in June. And it just got to the stage where I didn't want the huge responsibilities of the care world, because obviously it's very demanding.
Yeah, preach.
As is this job, which sounds silly saying that, but so yeah, I just started doing some cleaning locally, just around Sutton Farm where I used to live, and it just built from that really. So
that's cool. When was that then? Was that?
So what? Ruben was born in 2015. So.
Okay.
Yeah,
about then.
So around then, and then I just started doing it, and then it just got bigger and bigger and bigger, and I just grew, and ended up taking people on, subcontractors, and then I hit the sort of employment side of things and started employing people.
That's really nice. I love grassroots. That kind of, I mean, during the pandemic, we heard lots of grassroots companies started from there, like people doing things in their apartments, making jewelry, baking. There's the Shropshire Macaroon Company. There's so many amazing companies that come from that desire just to do something. You know,
definitely. And I just loved it. I mean, I love cleaning, always have done, and it just grew and grew, and I started off as my company was called Harmony Domestic, and then I sort of was approached by more professional people, not just your sort of domestic cleans, and I thought, I need to rebrand, so I changed it to HG Pro Clean, and then from that, it just got even bigger. But then Shire Bright came when Donna got in contact with me, my now business partner.
So in 11 years, you've gone through 3 metamorphoses.
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible to see that snowball reaction, because it goes from like doing something because you enjoy it and you want to make a bit of money to then having quite large responsibility when you've got like people employed by you, right?
Definitely, yeah.
How was that as a transition for you though, to go from like, because I asked because, so a bit of a background about what I used to do. I used to have a podcast network called You Suck, USUK.
Yeah.
It was, we had teams in California, in Vermont, Florida. We had Lucy Orchard down in Cornwall. We had people in Birmingham. We had 5 podcasts under one network. It was great. It was so much fun. I had 2 podcasts. Jamie we had loads going on.
Yeah.
But like, it went from like me making podcasts because I really liked them to being responsible for other people, the content they made, the way they behaved. And I kind of folded. That was my first sort of foray into sort of being a leader with something that I'm passionate about. And I wouldn't say it was successful for a little bit there.
Yeah.
But then I kind of like, oh my God, this is too much effort. I just burned it to the ground. So I ain't doing this no more.
Yeah. No, well, I kind of got like that with HG Pro Clean in a way, because it's just also overwhelming, isn't it? It's so much to be responsible for and, everything. Yeah. But then I randomly had a message off Donna on Facebook. Donna Jones, no relation, just literally the same surname. Not
Anybody think it was a common name?
Yeah, exactly. And she just messaged me and said, do you want to meet up and she said, do you want to meet up and have a coffee? And I was like, well, I'll meet up. I don't drink coffee. And she's like, oh, no, neither do I. It's just what you say, isn't it? So we met up. We went down to Battlefield 1403, is it? That coffee shop?
Yeah, I've been there before. Great sausage rolls.
Amazing, yeah, lovely.
I remember all this.
So we met there, and I sort of said to her, she had her own business, which she's still got, Dee's Professional Cleaning, and shout out about that as well, by all means. And yeah, we just spoke, and it was just brilliant. We just got on like a house on fire straight away, and we were like, should we set up a commercial company, like another business? And we both just literally were on the same page. We've got the same ideas. Shire Bright will be 3 in October.
Okay.
And that's all we are. We're not even 3 yet. We've got probably like 40 staff.
Wow.
And yeah, we've just got the same vision, the same passion for it all. She's Carol Vorderman. She's the numbers lady.
Okay, yeah.
I hate all of that. I can't do it.
See, that's what I
won't
need.
do it.
I need someone that'd be like, right, Alex, this is what we're going to do. Blah, 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 blah. And then you sit me behind a microphone and then I go, ha ha.
Yeah.
Because this is what I love to do. Like, I could never run a business. Like, I'm just not good at that.
No, she's great with all the like the figures and the, you know, the numbers.
It's okay. So yeah, that sounds amazing. So it's amazing when you connect with someone like that instantly as well, because you know there are people over the years I've met, come and gone, that there's only been one or two that I've really sort of gone, oh my god. In fact, actually, I don't know if I can say too much about it. I'm going to say it, and then if I take it out, I can. If I take it, I'll take it out. I was chatting with Claire Pocock the other day at the Middle Muddle, and she's running My Shrewsbury at the moment, and it's amazing. Me and Claire have worked together with the Shropshire festivals over the years. She's been amazing ally, as has Beth, everybody from the Pink Ladies.
Yeah, I know Beth.
They're amazing.
We've got our dog off Beth.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I love her.
She's a rock star, isn't she?
She's amazing.
She's a really cool person. But Claire was like, listen, Alex, right? My Shrewsbury and the Shrewsbury Biscuits existed for so long now. Why can't we just find a way to work together? And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then she was like, let's go for coffee. And I was like, okay, then we're going to do it. So I think possibly, I mean, I touch wood, I don't want to like jinx anything. Yeah. There could be a My Shrewsbury Biscuit merger happening.
Amazing.
So you've had that experience too.
Absolutely.
Where the clouds have just aligned.
Yeah.
Planets have aligned, should I say.
Yeah. Clouds.
The clouds have aligned. The clouds are cleared. Right, there's no...
Sounds better. Clouds.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's good. Really good. So all my HT Pro Clean is now within Shire Bright. I'm in the process. I've merged it. Yeah, in the process still with Companies House closing all that down, because obviously you've got pay your final bills and your VAT and all the rest of it. But everyone's 2P'd over, so I've got all the same staff, all the customers from my previous business. So it's not like I've given up on that. They're still my under my wing.
That's nice. So what's the difference between the two companies then? Obviously, the company that you started and the company you've got now.
So the company I started was just mainly, focusing on domestic cleaning. So going to people's homes, going in, top to bottom, dusting, vacuuming, whatever they wanted.
Oh, God, I feel bad about you bringing it around my house now. We've got like a normal house with like football boots on the radiator. And
my house. I'm no princess.
Dishes on the drainer.
This is how you should live. And my house would look a million times worse than this, trust me. So it started off with domestic cleaning. And then I had a few sort of local letting agents that I dealt with, and didn't really enjoy the end of tenancies that much, to be honest.
I've heard about this. I have actually heard about this. I had someone that used to work for a company that in Wrexham used to clean student accommodation.
Right.
And she said it was one of the worst jobs she's ever had. Like she'd never do it again.
They are interesting.
I think she lasted 3 days, and she was like, "I'm not doing that," because students are just whiffy, aren't they?
Well, if you saw some of the jobs we've done, I mean, I suppose it wasn't much of a challenge really. The end of tenancies, I wanted a bit more. I was getting a bit it was just a bit boring, like going around to people's houses. So I then looked into different things like the biohazardous side of stuff, and that's where my passion lies. I absolutely love that.
But when you talk about biohazard stuff, that sounds like, I mean,
student accommodation would be like a palace compared to the biohazardous work.
Lots of red tape, though, it sounds like.
Yeah, so it's full-blown PPE, white suit. I was going to come today like dressed. I thought, shall I?
Like the old Microsoft adverts.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, I mean, from all the PPE you can imagine, head to toe in that. And yeah, I mean, there's just been so many. I can't share all of them on Facebook, obviously, because, not everybody wants to share the photos, because obviously it's traumatic for some, situations.
And that's one of the things with Kim and Aggie and all those shows from years ago was like, it's very similar to like the Jeremy Kyle sort of thing where they're kind of exploiting people a little bit.
Exactly.
Like, here's Margaret, who's lived alone for 40 years and saved every single tea bag she ever owned.
Yeah.
Like,
there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we understand that because of our backgrounds, right?
Exactly. And the mental health and the trauma side of it, that's something I'm really passionate about. So it's just grown and grown. So I deal with a lot of local social workers, housing associations, we deal with a lot, the council. We've been out doing needle sweeps and needle picks down by the train station down there when there's been needles left lying around. We've done all sorts of sort of biohazardous cleans. Like it could be a house that's floor to ceiling full of I don't know, boxes, clothing, items, just anything, because the person's just made a tunnel to get to a chair to sleep on for the past 10 years, you know?
That's sad. That really is sad. But how do you approach, because that's like, that situation... Somebody outside having a real good natter. It's great living in an apartment. Those situations are really attached to someone's psyche, trauma.
Yeah, definitely.
So to go in and be like, I am going to rip this out of your soul. How do you approach that?
Sometimes it's through the advice of a social worker. So it could be that the person in question might be in hospital. And it could just be that they've hit rock bottom and they've said, just do it. Just please get somebody in there. You know, all I want them to find is this, or, you know, it could be like a postcard, or it could be just, to us, it's nothing, but to them, it's, you know, sentimental, and there's a reason for it.
Which I totally get, by the way, because I get very sentimental about all sorts of things.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And like I said, it could be, to us, we'd think, why on earth would they want that, you know, but to them, it means the world. Sure. So it could be that we're instructed on what to do, and we just go in there, or it could be that we have to work alongside the customer. In that case, it's a very long, slow process. And obviously, you've just got to take baby steps, listen to them, work with them. And it could take, you know, weeks, months and months, you know, a long time.
There's a bit of negotiation going on there. Like,
definitely, yeah.
And then you do medical centres as well, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
Doctors, surgeries around Shrewsbury so far. We're branching out, though.
That sounds like another level of red tape, you know?
Absolutely, yeah. CQC and, yeah, audits.
Kosh. Do you have to do Kosh stuff?
Oh, that's even just for your domestic, yeah. Kosh, Kosh data sheets and all the rest of it.
In houses recently, you know, working with Kosh, because these are all things you've got to look at, and it's not just you. You've got 40 staff now.
Exactly.
They've all got to be trained. Mm-hmm. So these, again, like these are all layers of this onion. So it's not just the cleaning. Mm-hmm. It's not just the gaining of the contract. It's making sure that everybody that works for you is all trained and make sure they know what they're doing.
Absolutely.
When it came to, like, you know, your first foray into having your own staff and making sure that everyone was trained, what was that like as an experience for the first time? You know, cast your mind back to...
Yeah, it was really scary. But I think now I'm sharing it, the whole experience with Donna as well. It's fine, you know. But we do have a HR, we pay for a HR team.
Cool.
They're not like sat in our head office, but they're virtual, you know, that's quite common nowadays, isn't it? Yeah. And we speak to them a lot to make sure that we're, you know, sort of doing everything as we should be as employers. Yeah. But yeah, it was really scary, yeah. And I didn't want to do it. I was like, no, I just want subcontractors.
Is it a bit like mental weight training? The more you do it, the easier it becomes.
Yeah, and you just do it, yeah. And it's great because we've created so many jobs for so many people, and they're amazing. The team are amazing, honestly. They're great. So
it started off from Sutton Farm around the corner here. And now Shire Bright. Is that a Shropshire thing?
So
Shrewsbury, Shropshire?
Yeah, and surrounding areas. I mean, we do mould washes for local authorities. We go out to Oswestry, Bridge North, Telford, Wolverhampton. So, yeah. So
you've really branched out. What was the deciding factor for Donna then for you? Because I know you got the background and you had that kind of connection.
Yeah.
But what was the one thing when you guys have got together? You've gone for that coffee. You know, what was the one thing she said or kind of approach that she's made that made you go, I'm going to do this? Because you already had a successful company.
Yeah, and she, you know,
and her
bizarrely,
equally.
we were both on the same sort of level as well.
And I know she's not here to like answer her.
She's actually in hospital at the moment.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Well, get well soon, Donna.
But yeah, she's still on her phone. I keep saying to her, I'm going to remove you out of these groups in a minute.
Well, get well soon, Donna. Maybe in a few months, weeks, whatever, we can get you both back on here, and she can give her side of the story. But yeah, what won you over? What was the?
I honestly don't know. It was just so natural. And touch wood.
Like a calling.
It's just, as cheesy as it sounds, yeah. It's just meant to be.
Yeah. And I'm like, you know, you've gone from like domestic. I'm thinking about transitions here because obviously like going from the transition of like a small domestic but successful business to biohazard.
Yeah.
Is quite the leap.
Yeah, it's quite a jump.
Yeah, what was it like as it because that's like I'm doing what I know here. This is what I'm good at. to like, this is something I'm not quite sure of? Did you have to do a lot of training first? Or
Yeah, so you don't actually have to be trained, but we did spend quite a significant amount of money, really. I trained before I even met Donna. A couple of days worth of training. I forget where it was now. Birmingham or somewhere like that. And that's what really sort of got me interested in it. And then I went not that long ago, last October maybe it was, and did like a big refresher, but it was with a company called Ultima. And they're fantastic. If you look them up, they're really big, nationwide. And yeah, they're really, really good. And they had like demountables outside the hotel where we were. So there was like crime scenes set up and things like that. Like mattresses with blood on, fake, obviously.
Yeah.
And we had to like cut it out and, you know, all different scenarios that you could think of.
Wow.
So that was really good. I really enjoyed that.
Because these are things you don't think of. Because, you know, we hear these horror stories about hotel rooms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What they clean and what they don't clean and stuff. But like, with the actual, you know, what do you have to clean? What don't you have to clean? I mean, I guess
exactly.
with it, when it comes to like medical rooms and stuff, everything gets cleaned. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
wall.
you know, the doctor's surgeries that we go to, we've got a team that we've got Severn, you know, Severn.
Yes,
huge airport. We've just recently invested in a fantastic floor machine for there. Because obviously it's a lot of floor space to be mopping. So, you know, floors are really important. All the communal areas, obviously touch points and everything like that are vital. Clinical rooms, obviously huge, you know, top of the list as well.
Sure.
Everywhere. I mean, all the offices, the doctor's rooms, you know, desks, kitchens, toilets, everywhere has to be done. And there's all the, you know, the sign-off sheets that have to be followed. And then we've got another lady called Donna W, we call her. She is sort of like covering for Nicola, who's our assistant manager, who's on maternity at the moment. And Donna's going around doing all the audits. She goes out and does all the audits there. So it's really particular.
Is that just making sure that everyone's doing what they should be?
Yeah, we need to hit a certain percentage and, you know, make sure that everything's meeting CQC requirements as well.
Very important, because you got to back that up.
Yeah.
I mean, I've just been working with Ofsted, which is very similar, but we're working with children.
Yeah.
So CQC is the Care Quality Commission, right?
Yeah.
So how are they to work with?
Well, we've not had really many dealings with them yet. I mean, obviously we're there if they need us, and, you know, when they arrive at the doctor's surgery, I guess if they want us there, we'll go.
And if you're firing all cylinders, you don't really care, because you do what you're supposed to anyway.
Obviously the colour-coded things, you know, everything's just got to be followed, and, you know, the protocol. So, yeah. Yeah,
I nearly said, told you a story about a place I was working there, but the colour-coding thing is very important.
Yeah.
Very, very important.
Yeah.
And that was, I'll tell you about it off mic. How do you manage sustainability? Because obviously, like, staff come and go. You have things like maternity leave. You have things like bereavements. You have things like it's tick. That's how a business goes. How do you keep it sustainable, both mentally and physically?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how we do it, but we do. The team are fantastic. They'll pick up extras. They'll be flexible. It might be that, you know, somebody might be off normally on a Friday, but they'll say, look, I'll have tonight off. I'll work Friday for you if you're desperate. And, you know, fantastic team. We've got like a pool of staff that we do use subcontractors still.
Okay.
They're fantastic. They've got their own businesses as well, which we support. And that's the thing about Donna as well. When she messaged me, I'd reached out to a few people over the years just to get a network of, not to gain friends, but a network within the cleaning community.
Yeah.
But whenever I made contact with people, they were like, oh, is your business not doing very well? I'm a bit worried that you're going to start poaching. And I'm like, no, I just want to talk to you actually about work and about how do you do things, and, you know.
Do you know what that shows me? That shows me that you're from Shrewsbury. Over the years, over 560 episodes, all I've talked about is collaboration.
Yeah,
collaboration.
absolutely.
Something in the Severn
Absolutely.
that keeps people working together,
Yeah.
whether they're you know, considered a rival company or not. There's something really special about collaborating with people.
There's loads of cleaning companies in Shrewsbury, loads of really good ones, you know, and it's, good on them, and I'll help them. There's one cleaning company that tagged me last week in a mould wash clean, and the customer rang me and said, oh, Emma's just recommended you, and, you know, and I do the same for her. If we're, you know, it's just, and I think that was another, like you asked me before, what was the thing that made me think, yes, Donna, you know, she's the one to sort of do this with.
Is that kind of...
That's probably what it was, to be honest, because she reached out No sort of itinerary with it. No,
no agenda. And
no agenda. That's the one.
Like when people create their own little universe, like I'm talking about my podcast, little podcast network. It's like your universe. It means so much to you. Like when I'm making this and when I'm making something that I care about, like I don't think anybody else could do it to the level that I do or want it done, because it is more, very selfishly, it's mine. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I know there are amazing content creators out there, like Jim Hawkins, like Shrewsbury Sarah, like amazing people that are doing amazing things. I absolutely applaud anybody that goes out there and does something they're passionate about.
Yeah, definitely.
They're my friends.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's really, really encouraging.
Yeah.
What have you taken from other businesses in a positive way? Not in a like, oh yeah, I stole this.
Well, I don't really know, because I mean, dare I say it, but I don't think there's many people in Shrewsbury that do the biohazardous stuff, really. You know, the biohazardous side of things. I might be wrong. I might be completely wrong.
You honed in on a niche that you knew you could.
Yeah, that's my passion, my absolute passion. But, not forgetting that Shire Bright isn't just the bio, we, do all of the...
I think when it comes to... I always remember I worked security for about 8 years. We used to have lots of training and stuff. But like on one training, they were like... because I worked in Telford Town Centre. Yeah. They were like, look to your cleaners as sources of information. He said, because... this is going to sound really horrible, and it doesn't mean it in a nasty way, but cleaners go by as invisible sometimes because people don't pay attention to them. Yeah. And I don't know if that's a good thing, but it's good to see that people don't realise they make a change on people's lives.
100%. Yeah.
When you go into someone's house and maybe they have a disability, maybe they have 8 kids hanging from the rafters, I don't know, and you're going in to make a positive change on their lives.
Just lets them breathe when they get home. And,
exactly. Like, cleaners in supermarkets, cleaners everywhere. They keep people safe,
Yeah, definitely. And, you don't have to sort of... Obviously, it's different with the doctor's surgeries. We've got Shrewsbury Town Football Club as well, and the foundation.
Big shout out to those guys, and to Ruth Pemberton at the moment, who's just got in touch the other day to do that. The Shrewsbury Biscuit will be at the open day of the Shrewsbury Town.
Yeah, so we do there as well.
What do you do there then? You just do
the foundation? No, nothing to do with the actual stadium, but the foundation, and then we do the Smithy Bar as well.
Oh, right, okay. That's where we will be set up.
There you go. Well, you can run your finger across the skirting board with confidence now.
Right, okay, so make a note. Run.
But, we do sort of all sorts. We do communal areas that, like apartment blocks like this, and, all the communal areas for different places around Shrewsbury and Shropshire. Pubs, White Horse down the road.
Oh, big shout out to the White Horse. They do great burgers. But you're making positive changes to people's lives.
Yeah,
do you have to remind your workers sometimes of the positive effect that they are having on people's lives?
Yeah, definitely.
Chin up, you're doing a great job.
Absolutely. And I think we are, myself and Donna we're very much on the same page, like I said, and we are really staff orientated. We full respect to the team, and we big them up, and we're going on a staff day out soon.
Oh, where are you going?
Well, apparently we're going to go to like a bottomless brunch type thing.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Sounds messy.
It does sound messy. But it'll be in Shrewsbury somewhere. So we're going to meet first of all, and people can just come for coffee if they want, and a little catch up. But we're always we're up by Battlefield, up by Storage King, and like our door's always open. The staff come up and have a natter, and my dog's up there, and some of them lie on the floor, give him a cuddle, and so we're very open to our staff.
I think I need to spend some time in Battlefield, because there's so many hidden little treasures in there. There's the oh my god, I've got the name of the cafe we went to with all the bikes inside. Amazing place. We went there one day for breakfast because we'd heard they were amazing. The staff was amazing. It's like a 50s diner.
Oh yes.
Hidden in like the middle of I've forgotten the name.
Yeah, by Alan Ward.
Yeah. Right, and there's it's where they do the bike training.
Yeah, I can't think of what it's called. But
my gosh, I'm going to find out, and I will put that on the outro, guys. Easier just to put a voice note in. The diner I'm talking about is the Fast Track Diner. It's hidden in the Battlefield Enterprise Park. The breakfasts are insanely good, so make sure you check out the Fast Track Diner in Battlefield. A really cool place, because we went there, we didn't know what to expect, and I was just like, Oh my God, it's like stepping into a whole new universe.
Yeah.
So if you work in Battlefield, you listen to this, and you got somewhere that you'd like Shrews Biscuit to come.
There you go.
So when it comes to running a business, lots of things, lots of output. You put lots of output. What do you do to recharge your batteries? Is it easy for you? Is it something that keeps you going? Because it can't be easy.
I don't know, to be honest. Definitely undiagnosed ADHD sat right in front of you.
Should have seen me setting my microphones there, and I'm setting this up. I lit a candle over there. The candle's not working. Going over there. I'm spraying this.
And then, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's positive. It's a big positive. Since my son was diagnosed, he actually does have medication when he's at school, and it really helps him just to sit still for school. But, who wants to sit still at home? So he doesn't have to take it at home. He can just climb the trees and do what he wants. But that's definitely, I've learned from Ruben that, I've most definitely got ADHD. But I've learned it's good. It's a good thing. But Donna keeps me in line as well. She's like, right, you're going off track. Just rewind a bit. Come on.
I think you need someone like that. That's my wife. She's like, what are you doing that for?
Yeah.
You're struggling to focus with this thing.
Yeah.
Now you want to start another thing?
Yeah.
Like I started a new podcast at the end of last year called Biscuit Behind the Boom. Oh, I could have the sound effect here somewhere. I wanted to speak to people that make movies, TV, theatre, and I thought it was a great idea. But one of the biggest, hardest things was to actually get the guests. And that was we did some great stuff. But I was like, I need to focus on what's important, hone in on that thing.
Exactly, yeah.
That particular thing.
I do crash and burn sometimes, but I think we all do, don't we?
I think that's normal. Like Portugal, the reason why you guys didn't have an episode for 2 weeks is because 2 or 3 weeks. It's because I came home from Portugal and I was like, I don't know if it's holiday blues or whatever, but I was just kind of like, do you know what? I need to decompress a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Changing jobs, lots going on in my head.
Yeah.
I need a new routine.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Busy life.
And there are lots of amazing, successful businesses in Shrewsbury. I think it's like, I know every town's got successful businesses. I'm not going to say but I feel like over the years, I've spoke to so many brilliant people. Yeah. Is there anybody locally that you kind of inspires? Anybody you've worked with? Anybody that runs a business that you think, actually, I'm not going to model my business on this person, but they are very inspirational? Or
You're going to laugh now, but honestly, I have to say, Donna, right? She's got a cafe now on Whitchurch Road that she's just opened as well, called The Tasty Table. Amazing.
Tasty Table. I want to go to this place. Do good cakes.
Amazing cakes, amazing brownies. So that's the Tasty Table, just past, with the meatballs places, the meatball shack.
Oh, yeah.
Past there, on the left it is. And she is inspirational. I'm not saying, she doesn't know I'm even here today doing this.
I want to go to the Tasty Table.
I've kept it quiet from her and I've not told her because I didn't know whether I'd chicken out.
You're doing a great job. You're doing a really, really good job.
But so she really is. And I think we both bring out the best of each other, as cheesy as it sounds. I'll say that line again. I'm the sort of face of the business. I don't mind going out, even though I get a bit nervous and shy doing things like this. I will be the one that goes out and does all the meetings face to face, whereas she does all the numbers, like I said, like Carol Vorderman. She's amazing with that. So we just complement each other, really. But business head, she's fantastic.
I love that. She's the person you work with.
But I didn't know, obviously, all of this about her, and she didn't have the cafe then, But she's good. Good egg.
Make sure you go to a Tasty Table and give that place some support. Right, we're going to do a little bit of segue, then we'll come back to Shire Bright.
Okay.
But I wrote on Facebook today that they always say that if you do what you love for a living, then it doesn't feel like work. And I put a question, and I put, what was your dream career as a kid? What do you do for a living now and do you ever think about those childhood pipe dreams? So can you answer that question? What did you want to do as a kid? What was your dream job? You wanted to be a teacher?
Yeah.
I wanted to be a cartoonist. I wanted to make cartoons, but I wasn't very good at drawing.
That's cool.
I had this idea. I was kind of I did these doodles and I saw that people were better than me and I was like,
That's not an easy thing, is it?
No.
Drawing.
And do you ever think about that teacher thing? Because I suppose
I was a teaching assistant for a while at Severn. Absolutely wonderful school. And I loved it. But no, did
you meet that one kid where you're kind of like, actually, do you know what?
No, do you know what? I really did enjoy Sevendale. But no, I don't know. I just sort of, again, it just progressed to me then going to children's services. And I started off in nurseries. And then, children's services and adults with autism. So I kind of grew out of it and just moved on.
It seems like you don't need to look back. You're doing a great job as it is. Lots of people got in touch with their own stories. I'm going to read some of them out. Lucy Cadell, amazing artist, local artist. But growing up, I always wanted to be an artist. Well, it's just as well. You're one of Shrewsbury's best artists. But I went to art school and it put me off completely. I taught art for many years and thought advocating to my students that art was a great career and at a time could do it. It was a pipe dream, and decided I should take my own advice. It's not easy taking your own advice because I have imposter syndrome. I'm kind of like, who wants to hear me? I've got a crowdfunder sat there waiting to go, and I haven't released it because I'm thinking like, I don't really want to ask people for money. But I need new mic stands and stuff, so that's coming soon.
Do it, definitely.
Nick Lane, I want to read this one out. There's loads here. I won't read them all out, but he put, my dream career as a kid was to be an architect. Likely came from a love of doodling. Right, I went to school with Nick, and he was amazing. He was one of these kids I was kind of like, well, he's really good. I'm not going to do it anymore. And he said, but as I got older, that waned, and I wasn't a huge fan of school. So the idea of going to college and uni after leaving school was really not what I wanted. Now I'm an IT tech manager. Definitely wasn't on my radar as a child, but did so as I could hit my late 20s. He put at the end there, do we ever think about what could have been? Absolutely, but I also don't spend too much time in harking back at that because it can't be changed. And that's something I learned. I've kind of paraphrased that because he wrote like eight paragraphs. So thank you for that, Nick. I'll go back to a couple of them in the outro. When it comes to starting people's careers and things like that, you are looking after other people now. You are making sure people do their jobs and stuff. How do you motivate people as a manager, keep people going in their job?
I think we've got a good sort of team of, we haven't got the people sort of employed as supervisors, but we've got, so Liam, for example. Liam is somebody that sort of helps. Hi, Liam.
Yeah.
He knows I'm here today. He's the only one that does, actually. It was him that said, have you ever thought about giving him a ring? I was like, I know, I have, yes. Anyway, so Liam does lots with our website, and he's involved with like Loop Fest and things like that, getting all of our banners and posters and stuff designed. He's fantastic. So he took over yesterday because myself and Donna couldn't be there because of different emergencies, and he actually sat with the staff and went through, and we do, as again, my thing I seem to say a lot of, as cheesy as it sounds, but we do really, really try and look after the staff. So I don't know, we got them up and we just listen to them. What can we do to help? How can we fix this? How can we make it better for you?
Good.
It could be that somebody actually is struggling. They need to team up with somebody for whatever reason. There's all sorts of different things. But yeah, I think that really does sort of speak out for us.
Listening and empowering as well.
Yeah, definitely empowering. Yeah, absolutely. And then, we'll do our days out. Not all businesses do that, do they?
No.
Might regret it the next day if I end up falling in the gutter or something. But they'll look after me, I'm sure. But we do, and when we first started, obviously we didn't have so many staff. We used to do lots of vouchers sort of here and there to the staff and things like that, and lots of praise and shout outs.
Yeah, and I feel like listening is really, really important.
Definitely.
Like it's such a superpower to be able to actually listen. I always refer to that Harry Shearer thing from Wayne's World, where it's like, not actually listening, but just going through the motions.
Absolutely.
To actually listen to people, because I think we've all been for those scenarios in lives where just no one's listening to you, shouting at a brick wall, and that makes you feel a bit weak and powerless. So
definitely.
Right, when it comes to landing a big sort of contract, right? Have you learned the secret or the secret recipe of negotiating those things? What did it feel like getting your first big contract? And is it? Do you think back about that?
Yeah,
five different questions in one ear, but I think you get what I'm saying. Like,
we pinch ourselves sometimes, and we're hard on ourselves sometimes, and we're like, come on, we need to do better. And it's like, actually, do you know what? We're not even 3 yet. We're doing really, really well.
But to get an NHS contract is just insane.
Well, not just one. We've got quite a few. We've got 4. So
to be recognised.
So far.
Yeah. Because I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking about when it comes to, I can't remember what I was thinking about. I was thinking about the Medal Muddle. I was thinking about all the people that were involved in that. I was thinking like, there's a guy doing DJing here, person doing food here. How do you get involved with someone like that? Do you have to like offer them a fee, and how do they? Do you know what I mean? Like, how do you get involved with something like that and be the one that they chose?
Yeah, I don't know. I think, well, Donna seems to think it's me because I can talk, but I don't know. I think we're realistic. We're very realistic, and we've been to places. And that manager has sort of said to us, look, we're not just unhappy with the cleaning company we've got at the moment with their cleaning standards. It's the fact that we can never get hold of them. They don't communicate with us, blah, 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 blah. Don't get me wrong. We're no perfect cleaning company. There's going to be things missed. There's going to be issues. There's going to be staff off sick, this, that, and the other. But we are there to act on it, If there's a complaint, we're on it straight away and we resolve it. We're on it. We don't leave it more than an hour to get back to somebody,
Yeah.
Whereas before they might be ringing an 0800 number and, they've got our mobiles. So even if I'm sat at home working remotely, as long as they ring me on my, mobile, they'll get me. So I think we praise ourselves in that respect, that's where we're going. We need to keep that, ticking along nicely and we want to grow big still, but we still want that personal approach, definitely.
There was a really good scene that always sticks in my mind from The Office, the American Office, which is one of our favourite shows.
Yeah.
And you got Dwight and Jim, and they're sat talking to this company, and they were like, we're trying to retain their services. And he's like, let's ring the biggest paper company now. And he's like, they're on hold. And then he rings their little office and he gets Kelly going, hi Jim. Yeah. And he's like, well, there you go. That's how quick it is. But so sometimes it's like these big Goliath companies, like you said, you're going to be speaking to a machine most of the time.
Definitely, yeah. And I've got a little thing I do. I send my our brochure out, and we've got a new service now. We're doing house clearances as well. So I'll send our brochure and one of these out.
Oh, let me have a look.
And I'll actually post it to them. I'll physically put it in an envelope and post the flyer and to them with a headed letter, just introducing us, who we are, who we look after already, find us on our website, this, that and the other. And I think it's a good old-fashioned way of doing it, but I like that way. And the amount of people that have said, great, it's sat there then, isn't it? It's not just an email that's in your inbox you forget about.
I do think word of mouth is still
definitely
up there with the best networking. I mean, look at this. Look what happened with me and you.
Yeah.
I mean, you listen to the podcast. I fancy that. And there we go.
Definitely.
Who did your logos? I love yellow and black.
Liam did that.
Liam?
Yeah. Shout out to Liam again. Yeah.
I love yellow and black.
I pen as well.
Oh, I get a pen. Oh, fantastic. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah, really good. I love yellow and black. It's something about that. I think that's one of my biggest my co-host Tom Bruno, who's in Vermont, was like, will you stop messing with our logo? Because we had this amazing logo that I'd spent days designing, and then I was like, I like yellow and black. Let's change it to yellow and black. Yeah. And I changed it to something else. And
it's very similar, isn't it? When I saw yours, I was like, oh.
Yeah. It's meant to be. When it comes to first impressions, we're talking about these contracts and stuff. Do you have to do a lot of research when it comes to things like NHS, making sure that you tick all their boxes?
Yeah, correctly? Definitely. I mean, obviously the CQC is up there. That's our priority of all of these locations. Well, doctor surgeries, for example. And there's a lot of that I can't sit and talk about because I don't know all about it. Talk to me about that. But so Donna W, who does all the audits, she knows CQC inside and out. And
so you've got people around you that know how to deal with these things.
Yeah, exactly. And then the doctor's surgeries they know me. I've been there, I've met them all, and they know what I do and they know what I don't know, and so it's all
you've
it's all very
experience.
Yeah.
And you've got the clients. Do you know what I think about when we talk about changing people's lives in a positive way, is that first time you go in and you have that impact. You talk about house clearances and these things where people have been living in a really difficult way.
Yeah.
And then you show them what can be.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that a nice thing to witness, to see?
I love it. Honestly, I absolutely love it. And some of the situations and some of the houses and apartments and bungalows that I've been to are just, you just wouldn't, it's not fit for anyone to live in, but to make that difference and to see the difference that you've made, and for them, their mental health, their well-being, their health, I love it.
We talk about mold. Mold is a big talking issue.
Huge.
With both landlords and tenants because there's lots of whose fault is it? And so, well, let's not talk about whose fault it is. Let's stop it from happening.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. You know, obviously, if anyone does have mold, I don't mean ring us, but I mean, you know, the tips are, you know, little bit of ventilation really does help, you know, and wiping things down when they've been in the shower, and it's all the condensation and all of that, you know.
It's
obviously,
we're going through a change in seasons now. Like your house accumulates so much moisture during the winter that when everything starts heating up, you get all that moisture around your window. Just mop that up.
Yeah,
Done.
exactly.
Easy.
Just tiny little steps. Sounds really boring to talk about, but actually it's a really serious, you know.
I feel like these are little things that can have serious consequences. Like,
Absolutely.
you know, the black mold is like affecting people's health. You've got babies and stuff. You've got to be so careful. So what are do you have like lots of like tips that people can do? I mean, not to put you out of work or anything, but like when it comes to like making sure that the house is staying safe, you know, because there's a difference between can you come and do my hoovering and making sure that my house looks tidy to like, you know, like I said, wiping like bits of residue off the windows and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, I suppose also keeping your furniture not too tight against the wall. You're looking at yours now.
Yeah, but as I pull forward, I've got a table behind that. I'm all right, it's fine.
But yeah, make sure that there's not, because sometimes you go to houses and they're like, oh, it's mold all up there and it's all down the back of my sofa, and it's because it's tight right up to the wall. There's no breathing space, you know. So it's little steps like that, really, and just a tiny bit of ventilation does really, really help.
Do you get lots of people when they come around your house being like, I've gutted the house? She's a cleaning expert. She's coming around my house.
Yeah,
like,
but they should. Yeah, but they're not like that. Anyone that knows me, you know, I live on a farm, so
I didn't. I was kind of like, just put my.
No,
I'll run the Hoover around.
I've never been like that. Never.
Yeah, I mean that's. I feel like when you go to a house and it's just like white and shiny, it's kind of like, wow, that's really a bit sterile.
Yeah,
you know?
Definitely.
At least with some houses, it's good to take your shoes off.
Yeah,
relax, at home.
Definitely.
So you talk about you want to be, you do want to be big eventually with the company. What is the goal for you guys eventually? Say I don't want to say 5 years. What's your 5-year plan? Because it's like a very generic
We're
question.
constantly having these little meetings, myself and Donna, and Liam always laughs at us. He says, oh gosh, you two are terrible. You know, we're like, right, we're going to take a step back. We're going to let you do this, you do this, and you do that. And then within a few days, we're like back in the office there going, oh, you know. We will always be hands-on. We'll be very much hands-on forever. But I mean, yeah, the plan is to have more office staff, but we just need to find those people with a passion like us, you know. There's no point in having somebody, they need to be passionate with it. And Nicola, who's on a maternity now, I said to her the other day, I said, are you going to come back, do you think? Do you reckon you will? When I had baby cuddles, and she was like 1,000,000%. She put, I don't know how many, 0.
Can't wait.
Yeah. And she goes, honestly, I've watched you grow, because she's been with us since day dot, you know, because she used to be a cleaner for HT Pro Clean, my previous business. And then we took her on as assistant manager, and she's grown with us. So
amazing.
she's really passionate like we are. So that's all we need, is more people that are passionate. Liam's amazing. Donna's amazing, who's covering Nicola, and she'll stay with us, and we'll find something else for her to do. So yeah, just grow the office team, really. Keep growing, get more contracts, and get more people out there to know about the biohazardous, really, so we can help more.
One of my friends is Joel Campbell, runs the prison, in Shrewsbury Prison.
Yeah.
And like, I know he's had problems and there's things that have been brought up in the press, whatever, but the guy's ultimately trying to run a business, right? He's just trying to do his thing.
Yeah.
And I said to him, like, what's the goal? He's like, to have a business run itself. It's like, you know, he had to like make the decision to be like, I'm not going to be here anymore. I need someone that can run it for me.
Yeah, it's finding those people, though.
Because I've got stuff to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's really hard, taking your hand off the wheel, right?
Yeah, it is. And I don't know whether we ever will. I mean, we'll have to at some point. You know?
That's passion.
Got
That is
to.
passion.
Yeah.
But like, you've got somebody that's under you that's like, you've put in that position that's probably kind of like, will you just let me?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they're more than capable and competent to just crack on. You know, they've shown us that the past couple of days when we've had our own little emergencies, myself and Donna.
I mean, it's been 3 years, which is, in business terms, is kind of a flash in the pan at the moment. How do you keep
2.5 years?
2.5 years.
3 in October, so only 2.5.
Wow, that's amazing. It's just a short space of time. You grabbed all of these amazing opportunities.
Yeah.
How do you keep it exciting? Is it still exciting?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, love it.
Is there a blue whale out there, the one thing that you want, a contract that you'd like, I really want
That's
that?
a good question. Gosh.
Because There's so many places that you could branch out to.
Yeah, do you know what? I've never ever. That's a really good question. I might have to come back to you on that one. I've not.
As a cleaning contract, I suppose you're already doing Shrewsbury Town Foundation, Severn Fields. You've got.
What I would like to do is to be able to have. I suppose the goal is to keep growing all the doctor's surgeries, and obviously all the domestics and everything. We'll keep going. But where we want to grow is the doctor's surgeries and the bio. So if we were to have like 2 biohazardous jobs a week, that would be happy days. That would be really good. That would be a really good minimum, that would be great.
But I suppose when it comes to biohazard, I mean, what are we talking about? It's not just like I can say, is hoarders a bad word? I don't know if you're
No, you can say hoarding. It's not
hoarders. I don't know if it was like I won't tell you what I said once on a podcast. I was talking about I'll tell you off mic what I did. I said something that I thought was completely innocent on a medical podcast, and they were like. So I don't know. But I suppose hoarding isn't. I don't know. Is it a common thing? Or is it
it's very, very common. Yeah,
really,
very common. Yeah, you could see the amount of properties that I've been around to help people that have reached out to me because they've seen my lives on Facebook and they're like, I've messaged you because you just seem really approachable and you seem like you understand, and can you come around and help me? I haven't slept in my bed for like 15 years. I can't even get up the stairs.
Oh.
You turn up there and the garden's like, what was her name? Mrs. Bouquet, like perfect, like the Dingle, beautiful garden. You walk through the front door and you think, I'm in the wrong house here. What's going on? It's immaculate. It's perfect. It's not perfect. You know what I mean? It's just, there's no sign of hoarding. And then you go in the living room, you have a sit and you have a conversation. You find out all the awful trauma that they've been through and the reason why it's got to the stage it has. And then you go upstairs. I mean, the one in particular that I'm thinking of, you could not move. There was like a tiny little pathway to the bathroom, and then all the other bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, were just floor to ceiling full of items, clothes, boxes, not dirty, nothing dirty, beautiful, clean house.
Yeah, but just can't let go.
And her family had not been in there for 15 years either. She just pushed everybody away.
That makes sense. Defense mechanism.
Yeah. So you don't know. What the point of saying that is, you don't know who's living like that. Because none of her neighbours would know that. And
when you get to the stage where you've negotiated and you're in there and you got everything you need to do, how do you approach something like that? Is it just a case of ripping everything out, or do you have to do it with care and sections?
It depends. Like I said before, some social workers have the conversation with the customer, or I will, and they might just say, do you know what? I need you just to do it. Just get everything out. Donate it to this charity, or give it to this person. They can sell it. Or, some people give it to like their grandchildren to put on Vinted or whatever, So I mean, a lot of the time it is just more of a clearance, really. Done very respectfully, though. It's not just like chuck it all out. We are very respectful. With
chuck it on the lawn and be like,
exactly.
That's you. Yeah,
done.
Have you seen what this lady's been doing?
Exactly.
Can you imagine,
no, exactly. Yeah, really respectful and cautious of people listening. And
I'm laughing because of my own little joke. That's a very cool thing to do. I'm sorry, I kind of test myself sometimes. So you want something a bit more like that. So like, is there a charity that deals with that sort of thing where they can come to you and be like, oh, we've got another one for you? Because that's, I mean, how could you approach that in a way that's like regular work for you? Do you know what I mean? We've got loads. I've got the keys to go and start one tomorrow, actually. And that's in Shrewsbury. Obviously I can't talk too much about things. GDPR, but I've got the keys ready for that, and that's been ongoing for months and months and months, because that's gone through a solicitor. Okay.
So it's all care. Lots of hurdles to jump for them, and but I've got a list of items that need to be put to one side, and then the rest is a complete clearance because the person's passed away. So
Oh, amazing. I mean, I can't not mention, obviously we mentioned it at the beginning, Jimmy and Loopfest and how we came to do it. And now you're sponsoring them. How did that come about? Was that very easy for you to say we're going to sponsor this event?
Yeah. So my husband knows Jamie, and obviously we've been to Loopfest for a while.
Such
now,
a great,
a few years. It's brilliant.
Great weekend. I can't sell it enough to people. I keep saying to people, like, book some time off.
Yeah.
come out.
I should have worn my Loop Fest hoodie, actually. I got one as soon as they
have
arrived.
you?
Yeah.
Give me one.
Yeah. Oh, no, I paid for it.
Oh, you bought it? Oh, yeah, that's different. I think Jimmy should make me one, a nice one with Alex on it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I wouldn't say no to one with Laura on it either. But anyway.
Do you know what I mean? Just out there, worry about
But no,
me.
I just approached him and just said, what? Oh, no, in fact, actually, I think he approached my husband. I'm lying. I think he did. He approached Ben and then gave Ben my number. And it went from there, and I just went down to the venue.
Talk about ADHD minds. That guy, just honestly, I remember I was trying to get an interview with him at the castle 2 years ago. I was like, "Where's Jimmy?" And nobody could know where he was. And I looked, he was in a bin, squashing down pizza boxes. He's jumping around in a bin, and I'm like, "Jimmy, can we do this thing?" He was like, yeah. Give me a second. He hops out the bin. Somebody asks him to go over here.
Yeah.
And he's over there. And then he's gone.
Yeah.
Like that guy. So,
But that's why it's so successful. ADHD is a superpower, definitely.
So
it really is.
Talk to me about your lives. You say you do a lot of lives on social media.
Yeah.
Is that attached to the business, or is that your own personal thing?
No, that's on Shire Bright. Yeah, I mean, I got all nervous and stumbly when I sat here. I was like,
I told you, man. I'm a specialist.
But I mean, in my van, it's bizarre. I'll just chuck my phone up on the thing and I'll just ramble. It's like having a bit of an offload, like a bit of therapy. I really think it is.
It is. This is a type of meditation. Kat Merrick. I always mention Kat Merrick. She was like, "This is meditation. It's journalistic meditation because whilst we're in this bubble, nothing else exists, right?"
Yeah.
So that's the same with you and your phone.
And I'll drive literally I live out past Condover, and I'll drive to Battlefield. It's a good, 25 minutes, and Shrewsbury traffic, 35, 40
and you
minutes.
just jibber, chatting away.
Ramble away, but then it might be about cleaning. It might be that we need more staff. But then a lot of the staff that do come to us, they'll say, "Oh, I've been watching your lives, they're great." And that pulls them in, and it shows them that actually I'm the business owner. I'm not this, somebody sat behind a desk, just, you're not going to be a number. I'll know who you are,
Yeah. And that's the vibe I'm getting from you, is that you guys are very personable, very friendly.
Yeah. Definitely,
which is what's needed in this world. I think we're leaning into such a corporate world right now.
Yeah.
Where there's so many people just squared away.
Absolutely.
But it's nice to have that personal touch.
Yeah, good.
It really
Thank
is.
you.
So where are you going to go with that then? Because with that, you could do you could do a podcast.
I could do.
You could do a cleaning podcast. You can speak about what you've been up to today.
Could do.
I feel like you could document the hoarders that you're helping, the houses that you go around and help. I mean, people that are just no energy. I mean, we talk about the domestic stuff,
Yeah.
There's people with no energy that feel like they just can't, they've got no access to life because they're so tired. You go in and make a difference.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they feel a bit more at home, empowered.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You could definitely document all that.
Yeah. Well, that's not a bad thing.
Well, if you need any help, you come to the Biscuit Guy. I'll help you out. Well, what we need to do is, if people want to hire your services, if they want to learn more about what you do, where can people go to find out all this information?
So we've got Facebook.
Yes.
And we have got our wonderful website. So shall I read the website?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, please do.
So the website is www.shirebright, and that's Shire, SHIRE. Bright is BRIGHT.co.uk.
Yeah, go there. I will put a link for that on the readout of this podcast, so you can click the link. Because it is a nice website. I was on there earlier doing my little bit of a peruse. I do a little bit of a research. I don't do lots because I like to learn about you as the listener.
Yeah.
Mostly names. Names are really good to learn before you do a podcast. But thank you for getting me out of my little shell. I was in a bit of I was creatively numb for a few days. So I was kind of like, it's nice to be behind a microphone. I think I posted some funny video on Instagram, like me being the superhero, he's back sort of thing, because it's nice to be able to blow off the dust on the microphone there. But I'm glad that we've been acquainted. I'll probably see you at Loop Fest.
Yep, definitely.
Sure.
Yep.
And I think we got to bring Donna on when she's better and she's back. We'll do it from the cafe.
Yeah,
that's a great show.
Absolutely.
Nice little touch there.
Yeah.
Well, listen, seriously, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you
It's
for
been really nice
having me.
chatting to you. You've gotten a great journey.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. And we're out of there. Thank you so much, Laura, for being an amazing guest. And the website for Shire Bright will be put on the readout for this. So if you want to learn more, apply for jobs, or book in for services, There you go. The website's there. That was really good, actually. It was nice to sit down and really take my time. You know, I love going out to events armed with the H6 and getting the... you know, I love short form interviews because they get to me into nice opportunities, you get to speak to people, get in amongst it. You know, I was in a mosh pit just the other night, and I wouldn't have been able to do that without my trusty H6. But these long form, I don't know, there's something just really nice about just sitting down with a cup of tea in there and have a good chat. So that was really good. Next week we got Loop Fest, which is insane. This is the first time I've been able to attend the opener. But they have they do it the other way around, Loop Fest. Instead of having a headline closer, I mean, they did have a big headline closer actually, but they do a headline opener, and it's always just falling on an awkward time for me, whether I'm away or working. So this is the first time I've been able to go, and I got to interview Gary Stringer from Reef and Tim Wheeler from Ash, and then that set up a whole weekend of me speaking to amazing musical acts from all across the country and some of the people at the festival too. Is incredible. So next week you got that to look forward to. I also have a shout out from Louise from Something for the Weekend band, which I'm going to read out to you. She said, I'm messaging you today on behalf of Something for the Weekend, proudly supporting Alzheimer's Society and their invaluable Singing for the Brain program. We have organised a musical event on June the 13th at the Wheatsheaf in Frankwell to raise vital funds and awareness for individuals living with Alzheimer's and their families. Our mission is to offer hope and support to those experiencing the profound challenges of this disease. The Singing for the Brain program in particular provides a crucial lifeline, using music to engage, connect and improve the well-being of people affected by dementia. We're bringing together some of Shropshire's finest musicians who are generously donating their time for free to perform, while we will have a £2 entry fee, £2 entry fee, not free. Our primary fundraising focus will be through raffle prizes being won throughout the day. And she says if you can give this a shout out on the podcast, absolutely going to give that a shout out on the podcast. That's amazing. Thank you so much for doing such an amazing thing in the community, Louise, and I hope you guys have a great time. And if we're about, I'll ask the wife. She's my PA. Most guys are nodding now when I say this, but my wife is my PA. I'm like, what are we doing on the 13th, babe? And then she'll be like, we're away or something. I'll check. And if we're free, I'll definitely love to come to that, because that's the kind of stuff that I love to do. Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into this episode. If this is your first time listening to the Shrewsbury Biscuit, thank you so much. Give us a follow on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok. If you want a little bit more info, you want to book yourself on the show, you want to learn more about me, you can go to the website too, which is the shrewsburybiscuitpodcast.co.uk. And that's a website lovingly made for us by our sponsors, Web Orchard. If you need a website for whatever it is you do in this world, Web Orchard will make the perfect website just for you. Go and say hello, have a look at their website. And if you do go and order a website or their help, just on the power of you listening to this podcast, let them know, because then I'll get a hearty high five for doing my job. So thank you so much for tuning in. Loop Fest next week. Oh my God, it's going to be insane. I'm going to blow your ears off. Oh, by the way, a pre-disclaimer about Loop Fest next week. There's a bit of swearing in it, right? This is the one podcast I don't really take the swears out of, because there's lots of them and it just takes a long, long time. So I'm just going to put a parental warning on that one, so listen at your own discretion. Loop Fest next week. I'll catch you guys then. Peace out.
Said I took my lumps, roll with the punches, made my bed, ignored my hunches. I focused on the wrong stuff, but baby, you are the change now. Let them talk, let them talk, let them talk. Took my lumps, roll with the punches, made my bed, ignored my hunches. I focused on the wrong stuff, but baby, you are the change now.